I have a small salary, my back hurts, everything around me is irritating, and of course it's only going to get worse. What will the next year bring? Probably the start of World War III, and half of humanity will vanish from the planet forever. Maybe it's time to stop spreading panic and constantly worrying about everything. I often worry a lot in my life. I've been diagnosed with several mental disorders which to some extent explain some of the situations that happen or have happened in my life. But mostly I'm more than sure that the majority of situations I predicted is a huge failure were just minor inconveniences or even situations that didn't deserve my attention and didn't affect my life at all. Constant worry could be a nickname for most of us, especially millennials who have faced many challenges. According to American Psychological Association, millennials report higher levels of stress compared to other generations, often due to money problems, job market changes, and pressure from society. I don't know, maybe Generation Z will have their challenges, but so far, from what I understand, COVID was the biggest tragedy. I was born and raised in post-Soviet Ukraine with all the resulting consequences. Food shortages, unemployment for my parents, and then saving on everything in our daily diet. My grandfather worked as a driver delivering food to kindergartens, which somehow helped us because we always had dairy products and meat on the table. In addition, he sold diesel fuel, earning some extra money for the family. From the age of 3, for reasons still unknown to me, I began to stutter. This became another reason to chew myself and be embarrassed about doing what children my age were supposed to do. Instead of finding a good psychotherapist who would explain to me and my parents that stuttering is not deadly and can be successfully managed, I went through all possible folk treatments from my grandmother's magical procedures to acupuncture and charging water under the desk lamp. It looked absolutely surreal, but my parents trusted these methods much more than proper speech therapy or a child psychologist who would definitely put everything in order. You see, I'm making a video about how to stop complaining, but gradually I'm falling into exactly what I'm trying to avoid: complaining myself. But the past is the past for a reason. We remember it only through photos, and we all need to move forward and live on. I'll make a separate and very detailed video about stuttering, but if you have a child growing up with a stutter, please first think about the methods to explain to them that stuttering is not fatal and that they can live a completely free and happy life, just like many other people with stutters. In this video I want to talk about anxiety and as a result the constant desire to chew oneself up. Self-eating is a huge scourge of my generation, especially for those living in countries like where I was born and raised. However, it should be noted that in the happy Canadian society I quite often observe how people complain about politicians, high prices and various things they can't influence at all. And this is the key idea of today's video. I really want to convey to you the idea that if you have something in your head that had captured your attention and mood, you first need to take a deep breath and then ask yourself if you can somehow influence the situation right now. As practice shows, in most cases you are just overestimating a problem that you really cannot influence. On the other hand, if you have the opportunity to positively influence a situation and your actions will lead you to a positive resolution, you first need to assess what level of sacrifice you need to make to resolve the issue. But again, if we are talking about emotional situations such as, for example, a quarrel with someone in a grocery store or a possible fight with a random person because they called your name or pushed you, in most cases your impulsive decision will definitely not be the best and most rational solution. And yes, I'm not one to advocate turning the other cheek after being hit on the first one, but in some cases after you hit someone back, That person may fall and hit their head, leading to death or injury, and you might end up in prison given your type to think about stopping in time. Therefore, in the choosing of run or fight, the correct choice is not always in hitting back. You can talk a lot about aggression in this context. People complain exactly when something unpleasant happens to them, and they make decisions that they later regret. I don't know if there is an expression in English, but in Ukrainian there is a saying that translates as you don't wave your fists after the fight. That is, when the situation has already happened to you, it's over. You cannot influence it, so you just let it go. And here lies the main message I want to convey to you. Living in the present is a huge gift that everyone can learn to use. Studies have shown that mindfulness practices such as meditation can significantly reduce anxiety and improve overall well-being. For instance, a study published in the journal JAMA Internal Medicine found that mindfulness meditation programs can improve anxiety, depression and pain. You must learn to live in the current moment, not thinking about why you are living in the current moment. Not thinking about how you are living in the current moment. Definitely not thinking about how you lived in the past. And certainly not drawing a picture inside yourself of how you should live in the future. You must simply learn how to enjoy your current state. Start your meditation practice today. If you don't like the word meditation, just sit in a comfortable place and position for you. Close your eyes and observe the darkness and your breath. We will definitely talk more about meditation later, so let's not go deeply into this topic right now. During the meditation, a person learns to live in the present moment alone. If you don't want to meditate, turn on your favorite music and go to the nearest park. Spend time alone with yourself and the music that does not evoke nostalgic emotions, because we know that music and smells are some of the strongest memory and emotions triggers. Turn on the music that will simply please your ears and go to the park. Observe the sky and the wind and the movement of the leaves. Enjoy meeting forest animals and be grateful that you can experience this moment right now. And not just be grateful, but live this moment without looking back at other time periods. Only here and now. And now literally a few seconds, during which I should ask you to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you like the content I've started creating here. If not, give a thumbs down and keep watching. Let's continue. When you learn to pay attention to such situations and such activities, you will have more opportunities to spend less time complaining about your life or certain situations happening in your life. We often face problems at work, in our personal lives and relationships, and we are constantly surrounded by various situations happening in our lives. There is no escaping that, but how we perceive these situations is our ability to live in harmony with ourselves. Whether you like these words or not, to be happier we must first learn to live in harmony with ourselves. You must also learn to feel your emotions. I was diagnosed with ADHD at the age of 34, which greatly helped me rethink many situations. So research indicates that mindfulness meditation can be particularly beneficial for those with ADHD, helping improve attention and emotional control. And as a person with ADHD, I learned to control my emotions. And that doesn't mean that when I start to get angry, I just hold myself back and try to spread these emotions. That doesn't work. It works the opposite way. As soon as I start to feel anger, I tell myself, stay calm. You are starting to get angry about this or that reason. Tell me, can you change anything in this particular moment? If not, then you accept the fact that you are angry and just continue to observe how your body reacts to the fact that you are so smart and don't lose control. At first, this looks like a rather complicated process, but over time, this process transforms into a kind of game with yourself. This even brings some pleasure. But what if you can influence the situation here and now? Then take the initiative into your own hands and do what you think is necessary. But before that, remember the very popular advice about taking a deep breath and exhaling, which will give you the necessary pause to make the most correct and right decision. And after the action is taken, accept the fact that you did everything possible to make the right decision and let the situation go. Even if you think you could have done it differently, be grateful for every situation that happens to you. We live one life, and let's live this life the way we want to, even if we think tomorrow may never come. Learn to be here and now. And thanks you for watching this video. Be happy and stay connected. Bye.